Hello there and welcome to episode 15 of my quick tutorial series for Dwarf Fortress. Today we're going to go over how to make steel and everything you require to know about it. This is part 15 of my quick tutorial series, so playlist link is down below if you want to watch the entirety of the series. It'll teach you everything you need to know to enjoy this game. So, steel. We went in the previous episodes already over metal production in general. Steel is just one of the most complicated alloys in the game, but it is also the most powerful and desirable metal apart from the special stuff from deep down below that the game has in store for us. Equipment made out of steel is extremely powerful, and furniture, jewelry, and other things made out of steel is extremely expensive and valuable. So, how to make it? What we do require are first and foremostly iron bars. This is the main ingredient. We also need a source of carbon, so some charcoal or coke must be present, and a mysterious ingredient called flux stone. So flux stone is found in the labor menu. You have that hammer icon or the hotkey Y, and in the stone use area you find this tab economic stone, and here you can find these boulders that are marked with mixed steel bars. So calcite, chalk, dolomite, and well, just browse through them here. All of these stones are used as an ingredient in making steel. They are also a little bit more valuable than all the other stones found in the other stone tab. Well, it's really like that. And yeah, they are double as valuable if you want to make furniture or other stuff. Flux stone is the next rung on the ladder value-wise. It's one thing that you can't utilize. Apart from that, that's the ingredient list. Let's get working on it. So, one thing must be said up front and clear: you do require an industry that is capable of making metal at a regular pace. Even if you are running magma smelters, you will still need an input of carbon. This is one thing that is very important to note, so you can't skip on the coke/charcoal pile. This is something that steel just requires. To make steel, first up, we need to make pig iron. Pig iron is basically the precursor metal that we have to make before we can make steel. So now, Dwarf in question brings up an iron bar, piece of coke, and a dolomite boulder, just like I said. And in this scenario, 2 pieces of coke, because one is to fuel the smelter, and the other thing is the carbon input that I've been talking about. So it's a pretty ingredient-heavy recipe, because we have now the pig iron, and now we can refine that pig iron into steel bar. And this has to be done bit by bit, and this is therefore a bit of a really ungraciously costly recipe. So the step from refining the pig iron into steel, as you see there, now takes a piece of iron, yet again, a piece of pig iron, a piece of dolomite, and then we bring up the fuel to bring up the smelter, and if I remember correctly, yes, another piece of carbon to make the whole thing together to a steel bar. So that is the manual process to make one steel bar. As you see there, we take 2 boulders, 4 pieces of fuel, 2 pieces of ingot to make at least 2 steel bars. We are at least that lucky. So, but to give you a perspective, 1 steel bar is worth 200 dwarf bucks. When we compare that now to a regular iron bar, we have just quadrupled the value of those. This is pretty sick. And if we compare it with low quality alloys like Ic0n, as you see there, this is almost 7 times the value of this stuff. In Dwarf Fortress, the value system works like that. You have a base value, which gets multiplied by quality. Multiplied. Therefore, high base values are insanely more valuable than low base values. So a Masterworks steel piece of anything can achieve values which are way beyond anything that something out of iron, copper, or lower value metals could do. Steel gets trumped by stuff like platinum, gold is not that valuable, but value-wise, it ranges in these areas. The interesting part now about steel is that it is that metal that makes the best pieces of gear. So I personally would always recommend to make armor first out of steel, because at the end of the day, armor deflects a blow and negates the damage entirely, or it doesn't and you suffer a bit. And quality of the armor is heavily influencing if you can deflect a blow or not. So, in short, it's keeping people alive to make things out of steel. But same goes for the weaponry, except for silver being better for blunt weaponry, steel, as far as I know, beats all other materials, all other weapons. Correct me where I stand wrong. This damage table is really horrible. I try to do my best here. Now, next part, how to automate that stuff. Because we now know how to make 2 steel bars, but we don't want to make that manual all time. So in the work order menu, press O to access it quickly. First up, make sure that you have jobs automated to make charcoal, make coke if you have any materials you can make coke out of, and work orders to make iron bars also need to be automated. I've gone over these topics in the previous videos, so if you need a reminder there, check out the playlist. Now, when these things are all settled and you have a stable income source of charcoal and coke, you can now automate this like follows. So first up, we go for the pick iron bars, and let's configure this job. So here it really depends on your own agenda, how you want to lead your fortress. I personally like to go, for example, for something like this. I want to make pick iron bars, 10 of them, and I only want to make them though if we have currently 50 pieces of refined coal available. If not, don't touch this job. So what happens now is they're going to fulfill this until we have at least 10. I mean, usually they make a little bit more than that, but the overspill really hardly matters. And after that's been settled, you go on over here and go for the steel bar job. So there we go. And now, here it's the same thing. It depends strongly on your own agenda, how you want to do things. A sane way to approach these things, for example, would say, we want to make this until we have 100 steel bars. So with this work order, they will keep doing until your stockpile starts exceeding 100. That's a very simple one, and since you have linked the fuel condition to the pig iron, you cannot make steel without having enough fuel, because you won't have pig iron if you have not enough fuel. So this is a very simple setup that will work out pretty easily. It does overproduce a bit here and there, but I can't tell you as much. In Dwarf Fortress, if you want to have a very precise work order routine, it's much more work than overproducing a bit and providing just more resources, you know? That's just one thing that I came up with the longer I played this game. Feel free to organize and min-max and optimize these things. These tutorials here are all meant to be giving you a quick introduction on how doing things. So here, quick thing to show. Here downstairs I have a stockpile that I have configured to store dolomite. I strongly recommend to have the materials for steel making in the vicinity of your workshops. So have fuel not too far away, have the iron ores and the bars not too far away, because especially boulders are heavy and the dwarf in question can move very, very slowly until they do their job. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all your personal playstyle. If you want to have a chilled out, relaxed gameplay where you don't have to organize too much about the logistics, or you want to have a heavy industrialized dwarven fort where the anvils are constantly clanging from the labor of 100 and more dwarves. It's your fort, you see. So At the end of the day, you can also configure these work orders according to your own liking. This is just a quick thing which has the advantage that you can here just quickly define how much steel you want to have, and over here you just put in how much of a trigger in terms of carbon source you want to have, because I really recommend stockpile a little bit of coal unless you have a good reason not to, like magma workshops everywhere. Speaking about magma workshops, these are also on the table in the future episodes, and this concludes a quick steel tutorial. You now know everything you need to know to make steel, and maybe a last word here. When you found your fortress, make sure that you have flux-stone in your vicinity if you want to make steel, and if you are unlucky like that you don't have it in your vicinity, fret not. There is one thing that you still can do, and that's ordering it via the diplomacy menu of from your mountain home. Check out the flux-stone types and check on by if you can order it from the caravan. Once your fortress turns into a barony, they can come with carts, wagons, big stuff, and can also transport a lot of flux-stone, so you will eventually be able to import the stuff if necessary. Just as an idea, if you feel like sad because you can't make steel in your home tile. Now, thanks for watching. Drop me your comments, your questions, whatever you have on your mind down there below into the comment section. I have plenty of other episodes prepared, so ask away if you have one specific topic on your mind, and like I said, playlist link is found down below if you want to see the entirety of this series. Episodes are roughly 10 to 15 minutes each. Thanks for watching. Feel free to support the channel. Thanks for all the supporters of Ic0n Gaming. I really deeply appreciate you all, and of course, a big thanks goes out to you for watching my videos. Hope you have a great day, and see you soon.